Greetings and welcome to Sunlight Refuge, where the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy, and thank you for tuning in today. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So, okay, picture this. So, picture your life is a river, a stream, right? Crisp, clean, and benefiting everyone along the waters, right? And then your stream gets backed up. Your stream begins to accumulate debris, old branches, just everything to clog up this beautiful stream from flowing, right? That debris is what we like to call stuck energy, right? So, stuck energy is what causes a lot of people to not flourish in their lives and operate in their truest and highest self. So, today I wanted to dive in to stuck energy and how it hinders our growth. And I also want to provide some information on how you can overcome that so you can operate in your truest self, your truest potential, right? To be your best self in helping humanity, right? Because it all goes back to everybody doing the work, because it is work, doing the work to heal ourselves, to heal yourselves from whatever is keeping you stuck, whatever is keeping that monkey on your back, so to speak, right? So when it comes to stuck energy, in a nutshell, it's just your emotional state, your psychological state, those emotions that have not been addressed in order for you to heal yourself from it, right? Because we all have past traumas, you know, and these things will show up in your relationships, in your physical appearance. You know, it shows up in different ways in your emotional state. If you are the type of person who is always holding on to negative energy, you know, the negative feelings, always angry, quick to snap, you know what I mean? And that's typically how stuck energy shows up. Now, it varies from person to person because we all have different traumas, we all have different environments, we all have our different genetic makeup, right? But nevertheless, it's going to show up and manifest some type of way. And it's going to continue to grow and it's going to continue to get out of hand when it comes to stopping you from elevating and becoming your best self. So, what we have to understand within that journey is that it's not easy, right? But you can't run from the pain. You can't run from the shame. You know, some people feel shame for the things that happen to them, whether it's their fault or not. You know, sometimes the situation, it just makes people feel like it was their fault. And we have to take the steps to move beyond that, to break that wall, to break that cycle. Because when you're fighting your stuck energy, right? You're going to have opportunities and you're going to have this this thing that drives us to push it away, the thing that's there for us. And it shows up in like your vices. Of course, a lot of people use alcohol, they use drugs, they like to be promiscuous. I mean, it shows up in all different types of ways, but the underlying issue is that there is something that needs to be healed. And so when we're going through our tower moments, we can't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be ashamed of it. You have to conquer that beast, because if you don't, it's going to eat you. It's going to continue to eat you alive. It's going to show up. And if you have people in your life where you see that there's stuck energy, then ultimately, yes, it's their decision to take the steps to grow from it, but encourage them, right? Give them tools, give them information, give them whatever you think that they can use to help break those chains and elevate in their cycle, you know? Because everybody goes through things at some period of time. It's part of this life that we live. But also you have a responsibility to heal yourself from the past traumas, to heal yourself and not use the vices and not use the hurting of another person. That's why hurt people always resonated with me, because they do. When some people, their hearts is just heavy, or their life didn't turn out the way they wanted to, or whatever the scenario is, those are typically the type of people that try to put that, on somebody else. But as a collective, we have to heal. You have a divine responsibility to heal yourself and not allow our situations to define us for the rest of our lives, right? It's growth. We got to grow. You got to grow. So you don't want to allow stuck energy just to stay there, and then it's ruining what could be positive and wonderful relationships. It's ruining the lifestyle that you can have. Like, you don't have to be stuck in this negative low vibrational energy, but you have to do the work. You have to. If you don't do the work, then it's going to show up, and it's going to linger, right? Because it's here. We have that good and evil. We have that happy, that sad. We have these dual, situations that we have to deal with. But we have to deal with it, right? So if you find yourself in a place where you're hurting, like, don't be ashamed of that. But get the healing that you need. Every day is an opportunity for you to grow and get the information. Get the information in order to heal from whatever you're going through, right? And so within healing, there are healing techniques that can be used to promote that balance in your life, and to help you on your journey, right? And I know, like, for me, um I like the healing crystals. Um, I honestly think that a lot of quartz crystals, I always tell somebody when I see that they're not like loving themselves or they need confidence in themselves and things of that nature, I always suggest a rose quartz because I feel like your journey begins with you, right? It begins with us. So it goes to the basic understanding of you can't love someone if you don't love yourself, right? And even like meditation is wonderful when you can quiet the mind and tap in with the universe and begin to see, like you'll get visions and you'll get, you'll get whatever you need to help you through. Like even me, I like to use I like to listen to like the meditation songs, and it's just kind of like I don't want to listen to words. I just kind of want to feel the energy and things of that nature. So I like to use meditation songs and just all the different healing hurts or whatever that resonates with me. And that's part of the journey as well. Like it's so many things like acupuncture, it's Reiki, it's therapy. I know a lot of people is like diving into therapy. It's whatever you want it, whatever resonates with you, right? So find out what resonates with you, how you're journaling, you know what I'm saying? Even mantras, you can have different mantras where you write encouraging things and you say these every day, affirmations. Like it's so many things, but you just have to start. You have to start so your river can flow, right? And it can nourish, right? So your waters can be clean and you can help in your flow, in your journey, help humanity. But you can't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what happened, how people going to look at you. A lot of times people are afraid of walking in their truth. And you can't be so afraid to walk in your truth to where you're paralyzing yourself and you're keeping yourself stuck, because it's gonna, it weighs on you. It weighs on you. So you can't make your journey about anybody else other than your healing. Your healing is the first and foremost and the only, because we don't want it to show up, because then we're just everybody, you hurt him, he hurts you, you hurt him, they hurt them, they hurt. It's just a stuck cycle of people hurting people because they're afraid to do the work of healing themselves. You can't be afraid of the work, you just got to do it. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it's hard. It changes from person to person. I'm just saying that it's a requirement. You have to. You have to, right? You have a responsibility to operate in your highest self. And you may not want to talk to people close to you. That's fine, but you're going to have to find somebody, something. That's why spiritual nourishment is so important in our journeys, because not everything earthly can help us. Sometimes you got to tap into that universal love, that universal energy. And it's a collective. If you see somebody who's hurting and going through some things, don't enable them. Don't allow the cycle to keep going. Don't encourage the cycle, putting the blame on somebody else. If you on the other foot of somebody, I understand they're beautiful people and you love them and you see the best in them, but if they're physically, emotionally, you know, abusing you or hurting you, then the part that loves you the most has to be strong enough to say no. I understand you're hurting, but you're not going to hurt me because of what you're going through. Now, we can do this together, or you can do this on your own, but this can't happen. You have a choice in it. And it's good to see the best in people, but at the same time, you got to do what's best for you as well. And if that person loves you the way that they say that they love you, then they will love you enough and they will love themselves enough to get the help that they need. Because alcohol isn't going to do it, drugs isn't going to do it, ignoring it isn't going to do it, physically, emotionally hurting people isn't going to do it. Like, it's not going to do it. And then you got to think about if there's children involved. If there's children involved, what can you teach them other than your pain? Right? These are little impressionable people that you are influencing. And you have to take that into accountability when it comes to your part in it. You have to love yourself and these little people enough to not put them in that cycle for it to repeat, right? And it's like everybody is going through things, and but you just got to be honest. Like, it's it's people out there who's okay with it, but I feel like you owe whoever you're getting into a relationship with, you owe it to them to say, hey, I have traumas that I'm dealing with, or I have traumas that's hard for me to deal with, and sometimes whatever the scenario is, whatever your scenario is, put it in where it fits, right? But whatever your scenario is, it's like you at least owe it to the person to let them know, instead of just waking up and you just a totally different person who, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's trapping somebody. It's just, it's untruthful, and it's gonna come out. If you got stuck energy that you haven't resolved yet, it's gonna come out. So whether that person leaves you now or leaves you later, or see that other side of you now or see that other side of you later, they're gonna see it. So what's the point of pretending, right? What's the point of pretending? It's gonna come out. So you can't pretend it's not there. You can't just, you can't. Like, you can try to do all this stuff all you want to, but it's only hurting you, the people around you, and humanity. And it's wasting precious time. Nobody knows their expiration date, right? Nobody knows. Everybody wishes they, live a long and happy and wonderful life, but no. People die every day at different ages. You don't know. But what's going to remain is your influence in the people's lives who you enter in, right? And so when you're on the opposite end of that, like, you have to protect your energy. You have to protect your peace. Like I say, peace is non negotiable. They can be a wonderful person, but if they got all these demons that they're dealing with, maybe we can loop back around. But in this current state, no, this is not healthy for my peace. This is not healthy for my family's peace. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to love yourself and the people who is counting on you enough to say no. No. That's why you have to educate yourself, because you don't want to be in a scenario where you have to deal with it. Like, that is a terrible and hard thing to deal with when you rely on this person's income, or you rely on this person's whatever, you know. And so you have to just deal with it. Whatever they throw at you, you just have to deal with it, because you can't live life independent from them. That's a hard pill to swallow, right? And that's why you have to also walk in gratitude, because even myself, like, I've been in relationships where people didn't treat me right, and I'm just so thankful that I didn't have to stay stuck there, right? Because it could have been bad. Like, people are killing people. You know what I'm saying? People are breaking you down, you know? And it's not a good place to be in, where you just don't know, like, somebody can just snap at any given moment. And they have the tools, they have the opportunities to be better, but then they just don't want to. That's why it's you got to vet these people, and you got to protect your heart, because it's good to look at the the best side of somebody, and things of that nature, but you also got to be realistic about who they are. You know, people stay in toxic relationships for a multitude of reasons. People will pretend like they're in a wonderful marriage or relationship, and they're going through all types of stuff. Like, you just don't know. Like, you just don't know. And I just know, for me, it's like, I'm not one to just, talk about my relationships with, you know what I'm saying? Because some things you handle it within your relationship, but when stuff starts to get a little too muddy, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to have that family unit, you know, to be able to go to and talk to. That's why whoever is mentoring you plays a huge part in how you operate in this world. Because if you got somebody who's mentoring you, and it's like, yes, you just have to take whatever they give you. I know. Like, you're gonna live that life, and it's gonna be hard. And then you have people who's like, no, that's not the right way, and you know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have a different experience. So it's also important, like, to see that family tree, and who is mentoring them, and who do they go to whenever they're going through something. Who do they go to? How do they heal from that? How do they get over whatever that transgression or whatever that scenario is? Like, how do they get over it? How do they move past it? How do they deal with it? How do they problem solve? Is it going to get some alcohol? Is it going to get reckless? Some people spend, you know what I'm saying? Some people indulge, some people overeat, some people undereat, some people throw up, some people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a multitude of things that people do, but It's going to show up. It's going to show up. And so that's why, like, when I take it all the way back to the youth, like, these are the things that the tools that our youth is going to need in order to operate in a healthy lifestyle, or have a healthy mindset on how to operate throughout life. Because if they don't know how to problem solve, they don't know how to get themselves out of scenarios, they don't know how to vet people, they don't know how to say no, they don't know how to go against the grain, they don't know how to set the standard. You know what I'm saying? If they just run with the flock, then they're going to have a flock mentality. And then that means that their life is subject to whoever is around them. And that can be parents, that can be friends, that can be social media, that can be TV. Some people are looking at all these TV shows and thinking like that's how we supposed to operate. That's why it's really important to be present in your children's lives, and especially when you're in relationships that end but you have children. Like, it can't be about you and that person, it has to be about the betterment of the children. And that is a scenario that a lot of people, or some people, don't get. Like, they're just so hooked on to hurting my ex, to where, the children or the child isn't getting the information and the nourishment and the coaching and the mentorship that they should get. And then next thing you know, they're out there in the world and you wonder why they operating like they don't have no good God sense. It's because the person that was supposed to be helping them was worried about how to hurt the ex. Stuck energy. It's going to show up. People who are trying to heal themselves and grow and help humanity and using their gifts to better the world, like, they're not focused on that. But the ones who got the stuck energy and working in these toxicity, and you know what I'm saying, using all these vices and using all of this negative energy and causing a discord, and you know what I'm saying, Proverbs 6:16. Check yourself. If you find yourself in Proverbs 6:16, check yourself. I'm not, that was just one of those scriptures that, like, Proverbs is my only, Bible verses that I listen to. Cuz I just feel like it just teaches people how to be good people, right? Kind people. Like, kindness doesn't mean that you can make a fool of them. You know what I'm saying? But kindness often follows the type of people who are thinking as a collective instead of selfishness. Because it's selfish. It's selfish of you to not heal yourself. My opinion. It's very selfish. And if you don't want to heal yourself, then don't get involved with nobody. Because it's not okay for you to allow all your stuck energy and unhealed energy to hurt somebody else. Especially when that person just want to love you, or you know what I'm saying, just trying to help you be the best that you can be so y'all can grow together and all these kind of things. Like, that's not okay. So I encourage you, if you know someone or if you're watching and you are that person who has stuck energy, like, dive into it a little deeper. And just know that yes, it may be challenging for you, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. It's not. It may be rough. It may, bring up things that you don't, it's hard for you, but it's okay. You got to get to the other side. You can't stay here. It's like those pants. Once they get too small, you trying to throw your body into it, and it's cutting into you on the left because you have outgrown it. You gotta outgrow it. The things that have happened to you, you know, 10, 15, however many years ago, like you have to attack it. You have to beat it. You have to heal from it. You have to. So, um, find out what can work for you. It's so many things. Again, you have yoga, meditation, you have crystals, you have Reiki, you have acupuncture, you have therapy, you have friends, you have family, you have God, you have so many things. You have self-help books. You have so many things that you can do, but you got to make a choice. It's like the person who wants to stop smoking cigarettes. You can't smoke the cigarettes and still have the nicotine patch on your 20, you know what I'm saying? Or you just can't. You have to make a decision, because if you don't, then you straddling the fence. You can't straddle the fence. Some things you have to be either or, yes or no, up or down, in or out. You can't, because once you straddle the fence, you gon' slip, because life is going to give you those things to keep you in a negative, down state of mind. And that even includes the people that you hang with, right? Misery loves company. Toxic people love toxic people. Like, you got to check your circle. And if that circle isn't elevating you, not enabling you, not not addressing what's really going on, but I mean, like, if they're really, like, if you have people who's not trying to better you, then you need to check your circle, because you're going to have to do a full cleanse. It's like a detox. It's uncomfortable. You be like, oh my gosh, but it gotta get it all out. I can't leave nothing. That mustard seed. Yeah. If you leave any grains, you can't leave no footprints in the sand. You know, you can't leave no stones in the sand. You gotta do a full dive in. Like, once you make that decision, like, I want to be better for myself, even if it goes into I want to be better for my family, for my children, for humanity, for God's grace, God's love, like, whatever it is, you have to. And I can guarantee you that your life is going to change in an upward. So I wish you all the best in your journey. Like, share, subscribe. If you have someone, or if you are someone who can use this information, please dive in. Like I said, if the information doesn't resonate with you from me, like, if it hit at any point, like, find find a place where it does resonate, because that's the ultimate goal of healing you, right? There's a lot of information out here. There are a lot of um people out here, professionals out here, that can help you. You don't have to do it alone. If you want to, that's fine. But take the first step. Take the first step. And I wish you all the best in your journey. And till the next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.